What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new Division 2 video. In today's video, I want to show you guys my updated assault rifle PvP raw damage build that I've been working on for about the past week and a half. I guess it's technically my old build, but it's got a couple pieces swapped out and we're going for a different take on this build. But yeah, I want to show you guys my updated build for right now. It's about 3/4 of the way done, I would say, other than a couple of pieces I need to swap out or find better pieces of with specific talents. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. If you guys do, make sure you guys drop a like on and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And let's get right into the video. So getting right into the video, I want to start off with some big changes that I have made to my weapons and just everything in general on the build compared to my old build from I think a week and a half's previous video. So obviously, first off, I switched the first main talent on my assault rifle, which I have Optimus now, and I had close and personal before. And I'm pretty sure also the talent wasn't even active. I think I had like 8 or 9 reds and it wasn't even active and I never even realized it. But now I have Optimist and it is activated. And also, I did also switch my specialization because obviously the Survivalist gives you an extra 15% assault rifle damage, and obviously that's what I'm going for. I'm just going for raw damage with this build, and obviously with Sharpshooter you just get stability. It does help a lot in terms of accuracy, especially since I'm on console, but I wanted to get as much raw damage as I possibly could. And then also going to my backpack, I did switch my backpack. I'm running a Gilgard backpack, which also this needs to be swapped out. I'm going for Vital and Hardened on it, but it has Vital and Efficient on it. And this was, I believe, this backpack right here, this 511 backpack that has Vital and Hardened on it. And everything else is pretty much the same other than this vest as well. But we will get into that later in the video. Just want to give you guys some quick changes that I made to this build as of right now. In terms of stats right now, I have 230,000 armor. I think previously I had about 240,000, and the health is around the same, but the big difference in terms of this build is the skill power. I think I had like 200 or 300 skill power before, so my skills were pretty much doing nothing for the most part, and now I have almost 2,000 skill power. So getting into the build, like I said, starting off with the first primary weapon, we have my custom P416 that I've pretty much been using since World Tier 5 came out, like I said before. It has Optimist, Optimize, and Cannon. I haven't found a gun that's even came close to beating this in terms of damage and the talents that I currently have. Realistically, I'd pretty much want this exact same weapon, but obviously gear score 500. And I would want Protected Reload as the third talent most likely, and I would probably want Extra or maybe even Allegro a second, most likely Extra though, because I would rather have the extra bullets than missing more shots with Allegro. And then for my second weapon, also still using the same secondary primary weapon as the Tactical Vector, which still has the exact same talents as Close and Personal, Allegro, and Rooted. So real quick, just want to give you guys a little bit of an overview on what I'm actually using before I show you guys everything. So obviously I'm running the 3-piece Providence. I get the 10% skill power, 8% health, 5% weapon damage. I'm running the 1-piece Fenris, which obviously I'm trying to get as much weapon damage and assault rifle damage as possible, especially with the buffs that are coming next week with the new update. And then obviously I'm running the 1-piece Murakami, which gives me that extra 8% health. And then lastly, I'm running the Gilgard 1-piece that gives me an extra 5% total armor. So starting off with the Providence mask, this is the same one that I was using from the last build, but it does have a recalibration change to it, obviously, at the 513 gear score. It has 10,200 health on it, and then obviously the 127% skill power. And ideally, I mean, for the talent, it has hard hitting right now. But in the future, I would probably just want to save this and change it for restorative. Going on to the second piece of Providence, since I'll just show you guys all three. We have the holster that has 289 skill power, almost super close to 15,000 health. And then it has, once again, no talent on it. But if I do go a little bit farther, I do have a holster that I am actually saving that has Devastating, because that's another 5% weapon damage. So pretty much right now, I'm actually really hoping that I get another Providence Defense holster that doesn't have any reds on it. It can get 1 red on it, but I'll have to work around the build. So right now I'm pretty much hoping that I get a Providence Defense holster that has some form of a talent, doesn't matter. It just has to have 1 or less red on it, and it has to have either health or skill power on it. And for the third piece of Providence Defense, we do have these knee pads with 27.2k armor on it, and then we also have 7,600 bonus armor rolled onto it. And for the talent, we have the restorative talent, which gives me 10% health on kill. Going on to the chest piece, this is our one-piece Fenris group. Once again, it's giving us the 10% bonus assault rifle damage, which we want. For the attributes, we have 9600k health, 379 skill power, and we have 5.5 weapon damage. I would have liked 6, but we'll take 5.5. And then for the talents, we have the 2 that we want, which are Vital and Hardened. I do have a really similar one that I was using before, right here, that has Berserk and Vital on it, but it had headshot damage, and once again, I'm going for weapon damage, and I don't really care about headshot damage, so that is the reason why I switched to the one that I'm using right now. Moving on to the gloves, we have the Murakami Industry gloves. Now, these gloves are almost perfect in terms of the rolls that I want, but the only thing that it doesn't have that I want is the talent. It has 19.9k damage, which is actually pretty good for gloves, almost 20,000 armor. And it does have health and assault rifle damage, which is exactly what I wanted. But the talent is the only thing that it does not have that I need, which is critical. If I was going for critical hit damage and critical hit chance, these would be perfect gloves. But unfortunately, like I said, I'm going for raw damage, and I actually wanted devastating, which is why I'm saving these pair of Providence Defend gloves, so that if I get another pair of Murakami, I'm just going to recalibrate the devastating talent on it, and that's going to be another 5% weapon damage on top of either the weapon damage that's on it as a main attribute or the assault rifle damage that's on it. And last but not least, we do have the Gilligard backpack. Now, this is pretty decent backpack. I'm not going to lie, it has 5% weapon damage rolled on it already. I made a really stupid mistake, and I re-rolled the armor on it way back in the day. It also has 250 skill power. It does have Vital on it, but unfortunately it has Efficient, which I don't want. I would have wanted Hardened. If I could take it back and take the bonus armor off and just leave it at what it was before, which I think was at like 5400 or 5500, I would absolutely leave it at that and just take off Efficient and put Hardened on it, and it would pretty much give me another 10,000 around that armor. Quickly, just wanted to go over my current stats for this build right now. They're definitely going to get a lot higher when I get the pieces and talents that I need, but in comparison to my other video for this build, in comparison to this one, I had 15,000 weapon damage before, and now I have pretty much 21,000 weapon damage. Now, some of you guys might look at my crit and see that I have 0% crit hit chance and 33% crit hit damage. I'm pretty much just canceling those out, and I'm just going for just raw headshot damage and raw weapon damage as much as I possibly can, which is why you see a little bit lower on the offensive side. I have 20.5k or 24.5% all weapon damage bonus, 31% assault rifle bonus, which half of that is from my specialization, and the other 15% is from bonuses, and also 15% weapon handling. I haven't tested this in the actual Dark Zone because I just literally can never find anyone to kill, and if I do kill someone, I don't find them again anyways. In Conflict, I've actually been literally frying with this. I had a couple of games back-to-back where I got like 7 or 8 or 9 kills in a row, and then after that I was just getting dead games where I would have only 1 or 2 other teammates and they were AFK. I'll make sure to give you guys some gameplay, but this is a huge improvement in terms of my first build that I made. 5,000 damage difference in terms of my primary weapons. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting any crit hit chance or crit hit damage, obviously with 0%. But in close range engagements, I'm going to be getting a lot of damage. It's going to be raw damage every single time because I have no crit hit chance, so there's no possible chance for that. And with 21,000 damage, I'm going to be doing quite a bit with any gun I'm pretty much using in general. So speaking in terms of improvement for this build so far, I would say I made a pretty significant change for this build right now. Obviously, there's going to be more change coming because the update is coming next week for this game. I believe on Tuesday. I could be wrong, but it is coming at some point next week. But with that update, it's going to make it a lot easier to max out a specific attribute. So if I want to max out a health attribute or a armor attribute on a specific piece of gear that I'm using, I will be able to do so, and it will be super easy just as long as you have the resources. But speaking in terms of improvement that I can still make on this build, there's definitely a ton of room improvement left. One is the weapons. I could find better weapons. 2, also I have a couple pieces that I talked about which I want different talents on, which will give me another 10 to 15k armor on this build, as well as 2 talents that I need specifically for my gloves and my holster that will give me another 10% weapon damage, which is going to boost it pretty much another 1,000 damage for my build right now. And then also in terms of a couple pieces that don't have max percentage weapon damage or assault rifle damage, there's still maybe 1 or 2.5% weapon damage that I'm still able to increase for that as well, not even including if I do get better pieces than I already currently have. So we can look on the bright side for that. But overall, I think I made a pretty significant increase for my build in pretty much like a week and a half I spent actually going for these specific pieces. Like I said, you guys might think I'm not doing a lot of damage, but I have tested it in conflict, and I was actually doing pretty damn good. I'll get you guys some gameplay, as well as I might stream it tonight too. We'll have to see about that. But also, here's my normalized stats if you guys want to see: 150,000 armor and 75,000 health, and my skill power pretty much stays the exact same. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Obviously, I know this build is pretty new and there's a lot of improvement, but we're getting there slowly. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.